Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing One Piece Manga Volume 90. So let's get started. One Piece Volume 90. Takes place during the end of Whole Cake Island, the Reverie arc, and the beginning of Wano. And this volume is actually pretty long. So let's start. So it starts out with the Straw Hats escaping Big Mom, because now, as you can see, she's hungry and she's calmed down, and they are escaping from her ship. Then the Sun Pirates actually swallow the Thousand Sunny and take it underwater to prevent the Big Mom Pirates from getting them. And now they're inside the mouth of the humongous Sun Pirate. And as you can see, they barely made it out alive and escaped Big Mom. And Luffy's with them too after he won his battle against Katakuri. So then now they're helping. So now the Sun Pirates are helping them. And then Big Mom's ship is attacking them. But in order to prevent the Big Mom Pirates from getting the Straw Hats, and the Sun Pirates actually come in and help them out. And the Sun Pirates will create a distraction so Big Mom doesn't attack them. And then Jinbei is staying with the Sun Pirates. Luffy's really mad. Because Jinbei is now Luffy's captain, and Jinbei needs to come back for him. Now, and it says that the Straw Hat Pirates will be waiting in Wano for him, which they will. And Jinbei will eventually come. It says that Jinbei is near now, and Big Mom is chasing after him. But thankfully, she is diverted by the Sun Pirates. And then after the Straw Hat Pirates escape, it cuts to Big News Morgan, writing an article about them for his newspaper, and he says that Luffy has the potential to become the Pirate King. And here's some cover art. And then we cut to Sanji, and he's looking at the mix. And of course, Sanji misses a pudding. Yeah. And then here. And now they're just chilling on the Thousand Sunny. And then pretty soon, they leave Whole Cake Island, and they get past all the islands. And Capone is still there, but and then we cut to Big Mom's palace, and we see Pudding. Is pretty sad. She's sad because she missed Sanji. Even though the wedding was fake, she still loved him. Yeah, it's a flashback, and then mission complete. And then we go to the Mirror World, and here's Katakuri after losing to Luffy. And Luffy actually places his hat on Katakuri's mouth, as a sign of respect, because Katakuri does not show his mouth because he is ashamed of all the donuts that he eats. And then flashbacks to Katakuri's childhood about how Broly helped him. Alright. And we have the Germa 66 as they defeat him. And then Big Mom is still going after Luffy, and of course she'll meet up in Wano. So the Straw Hats are just chilling, and Sanji's cooking food, and then it's super good. But meanwhile, in the East Blue on the Baratie, Zeph is still going good, and him and Sanji are actually very similar. It's because they feed whoever they serve. So here's Zeph and Sanji. Oops. And then we have some SBS questions, and I'll read one. Nami's dream is to draw a sea map of the entire world based on what she sees in her own eyes. Is she actually drawing that map? And then Oda says, of course she is. And it is particularly a more daily ritual. She charts more after dinner. During the day, when the story is moving, she has to give the navigation directions. Shirley does the of the deck and stem. Alright, and here's some cover art of the Straw Hat Fans fleet. Alright. And then they're trying to throw away and Sanji wants to throw away like his Germa suit, which of course Luffy and Chopper. I don't want him to because it's so cool, and honestly, it does look pretty sick. And then Nami reveals like that Zeus came with him, her, and she's gonna be a big help. And then next we have one of my favorite moments in the entire series. When Carrot gets the newspaper and they see all the new bounties, and Sanji's bounty is 330 million, and that's crazy. And he asks how much is Zoro's bounty, and it's only 320 million, and that makes Sanji really happy. And we could have rid of Luffy, and Luffy sees his bounty, and he's really sad because his bounty went down like 150 million. And that makes him really sad. Meanwhile, yeah, and we come to Fishman Island, and we can see King Neptune and Princess gathering with Monkey D. Garp, about to get ready for the Reverie, which is a meeting that happens every 4 years in the world government. And we see more people, seeing Luffy, Crocodile, Dalton, Abarto, Vivi and Karoo, Capone, and we see that Luffy, and it cuts to the Marines, and it says that Luffy is the 5th Emperor of the Sea. So that's crazy. So Luffy, Shanks, Kaido, Big Mom, and Blackbeard, the Emperors of the Sea. And then we cut to some pirates capturing a Princess Viola, and but then who's not gonna let that stop? See, they don't want the pirates to hurt her because it's the Marines. And we have my boy Kobe over here saving her. And actually, I have this really cool Kobe figurine. Yeah. So Kobe and a sidekick Halapo is saving saving a Princess Viola from the pirates. And then during this, Kobe has to see the newspaper, and he sees that Luffy is on it. And since Luffy is Kobe's big inspiration, he's tearing up. All right, and we cut back to Luffy, and and here's Kaido, and he's really mad because he's now an Emperor of the Sea, and we have to Blackbeard, and he's like, "Yeah, an Emperor, you're not ready for that yet, Straw Hat." When did I lose? Yeah, and Big Mom doesn't even remember. And then we cut over to Shanks, and looks like we're meeting again because Luffy. Oh wait, hold on a second. Did you count the digits correctly? Says Brooke. Looks like 10,000, 10 million. Your bounty isn't 150 million. It's 1.5 billion berries. Holy cow! What? And everybody is in shock. And now we have the record. So then more SBS. I'll read one. What the? Abarate looks bigger in chapter 902. I guess business is booming, huh? Yes. I can't wait to tell Sanji. Oh, that's right. Says Oda. This is the finished form of the Baratie, which has last been seen renovated on the chapter cover of chapters 625. When you can add in the connection ships of the Carnate and the Meat Master and the Patty Patissier, all three together now represent the entirety of the Baratie. So here, isn't that crazy? All of them. All right. We get some cover art. All right. So now the Reverie is beginning. Oh, and we cut to the revolutionaries. So there's Ivankov, Dragon, and they're really happy because Dragon's Luffy's father. And then there's Sabo, and Sabo's also happy because he's Luffy's brother, but then he's declaring war on the world government, aka the Celestial Dragons, because they're horrible people. All right. So now we cut to the port town, and we see Peachbeard, what a silly name, Captain the Peachbeard Pirates, only a 52 million berry bounty. He's actually working for Blackbeard, and then he's terrorizing the city, and then everyone's there, and then in comes the revolutionaries. So we have Doom, this fatso, and then we have Doom, and we have him. I like his gear. her. There's one more somewhere. Oops. So we meet the revolutionaries. So we have Morley, Bell, Betty, Linderberg, Karazu. I like Morley. And like they're all from the North, East, West, and South Blue. Alright. And then they're like just defeating Peachbeard. And like they don't like the pirates, so and then they like defeated Peachbeard in like a matter of minutes because he's pretty weak. Alright, so now the revolutionaries are leaving. Oh, and we get some like ads to like remind you, but I think if you're watching this, then you should know who everyone here is. Rob Bellucci, Dr. Reen, Vivi, Neptune. Alright, Roger. Alright, cover art. Doom. So this is at the Paramount War, and it's a reminder, but this is New Marineford. Wow. I love Marineford, and like the Paramount War, like Impel Down to like Marineford is my favorite arc of all time. And there's Alkaino, and he's mad because Fujitora showed his face in Majari. And he's really mad, and then Fujitora's like, whatever. And like he's like, who's going to Majari? And then Admiral, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, like Ryan Aguji. I just call him Ryan. And this is around the base, the Grand Line. And then here comes the Reverie, because this is like a meeting of like all like the leaders. Alright, so we have some funny ones like King Beer the Six, King Hamburger. Fun fact, like I actually hate hamburgers. Queen Morlon, King Taco, and we have like the fish princess, I forget the name, what's it, Sharashashi, and there's Garp, W, and we have the cameraman taking pictures of them all, and they're like, hey, Garp the hero, and we meet Sabo's foster brother, what? And like he's just like a really like ugly dude, and like he's just spoiled, and he just controls the kingdom. Oh, and here's the big news. Yeah, so like he never hanged out with Luffy, and instead like he wanted like the riches. So he's trying to like take credit of everything. Alright. So now, and then there's fishmen, but they don't like fishmen. I don't know, like fishmen are pretty cool. It's like Jinbei is like one of like my favorite characters. And it's time for the gondola to take off now. And then, so they're all enjoying it, and wow, look at that. Sorry, I know like you can't like really see like well on the camera, but it's a pretty sight, Bamboo. Yeah. Like the One Piece world is so beautiful. Like every location, even like the war zones, like Wano. And we'll get to that later. So then the Fish Princess says like she wants to live above ground, and like whatever. And then Fujitora, W. And like he's like, there's no longer need for the 7 warlords of the sea, but. And then here's like, and like he's like, rah ha ha ha. Well, if a pretty lady asks me to open wide, I suppose I'll chow down. That's not appropriate. And Navy HQ Admiral Ryan. And then back on Ivankov's place, and they're just like chilling, talking to the dog. And then it turns out the knight that's protecting Sabo's foster brother is Sabo. Wow! Alright. More SBS, because that's the end of a chapter. I'll just read this one. Is that Gerd whom Big Mom lived with in her childhood the same person as the beautiful ship Dr. Gerd from the New Giant Pirates on the cover of chapter 901? That's right. 63 years ago, Big Mom was 5 years old and Gerd was 12. So now Big Mom is 60 and Gerd is 75. Big Mom's only 60 and she has like, here, wait. And like, look at all the kids she has. Look at these. These are all her kids. Like, she has like 36 kids, I'm pretty sure. And here's cover art. Alright. So up on the Reverie. So this is on top of the red line, which is pretty cool. And they're all like going up the stairs, and everyone's like, wow. Bang! Majority. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. And there's this really weird, like, moving walkway, which I do not like. I would, like, die on that. And they're like, can't we take the normal path? Because we don't like that. And it turns out they're, like, forcing slaves to move that, which is weird. That's, like, pretty mean. I would not let that slide. And we cut to Charlos, like, the worst character ever. So inside, the world governance meeting, guards, and like they're like offering people to like marry the fish princess, and she's like, "You're not my type," which isn't very elegant. All right, and then we cut to Vivi and Karu is ginormous. I mean, like in the anime, he's like pretty small, but in the manga, dang. And there's Princess Rebecca, and like the gnome thing, dwarf. I don't like those. And we get a refresher on Alabasta, but you all should know this. There's Zora. And then when the arc was rebooted to Dressrosa, that has to be Luffy and his crew because it turns out they all love Luffy. I mean, who doesn't love Luffy? Such a nice guy. And then the Fish Princess is like, did I hear talking about Luffy? And they're like, ah! Because she also loves Luffy because he's such a good dude. And they all help him out, yeah. And they're all like representing like their country. So Vivi's like representing Alabasta. And we have Sai. He's ugly. The name's Sai. But he's a good dude. And we cut to ew, Wapple. He's devious. Look at him. Look at the drip he's in. Ew. Wapple refresher, you all should know this. And then like Wapple rules like a new Drum Kingdom, but then there's Dalton. Bang, he didn't change a bit. He's still buff. And then like Dalton's scared of them. No, and then Wapple's scared of them because he's like, because like, Dalton beat him up. And then Dalton sounds like devil fruit. All right. And then just like a refresh on like the Drum Island arc. And then cut to Impelled on level 6. Ooh. To make sure I don't get go spilling the secrets of Majora's hidden treasure, a hired killer to silence me for good, eh? Just that the secret of power has such a short shelf. It goes bad very quickly. I have an amazing Doflamingo impression, and a very important part in the series, so pay attention. And not this And as I was saying, very important part, we meet Emu, the leader of the world, probably most powerful character, and she sees like Luffy's poster and she's like, bang, bang, bang. What does that have to do? Straw Hat. Something's fishy. Oh, SBS. Wait, let me fix the camera. It's actually pretty blurry. All right. So then let's read an SBS. Let's read this one. You always answer these dirty questions. Doesn't your life laugh at you? Says Pigia. My wife will laugh at anything I do, so we're fine. Thank you for your concern about my family life. Also, it's not my fault that the SBS is like this. He's right. Some sus things happen in the SBS. Alright. Whole cake again. And Big Mom's calling a certain mustache man. Kaido, doom, doom. Here's my Kaido impression. I'm the one who's got a score to settle with that kid. If you come, I'll kill you, Lilin. And then, I can't do a Big Mom impression, but I'll try. Come on, let's just get along like old times. Big Mom's weird, I don't like her. Alright, Big Mom's on the move. She's gonna make contact with Kaido, and they like intercede with them. And they're like, we don't care. And then Kizaru or Borsalino, whatever you want, he's like, shall I head out, Sakazuki? No, Borsalino. And then Alkainu or Sakazuki, whatever you want to call him. Alright. And then it shows just all the Marines chilling, looking devious as ever. But Garps, and they're just like, we don't care about Big Mom. And we see all the Marines just chilling, eating food. There's Django, full body Iron Fist. I remember him in Baratier. He sucked. He was like the worst part. Alright. And Garp's like, and Garp's like, there's no point worrying. If they return, they'll be a threat. But events will find out just past imagination anyway. And like they're giving like a tour of like the mansion thing. It's the empty throne. That's where Emu sits, of course. And then Saba's foster brother, whose name I already forget, is like, I want to sit there. And they're like, no. And they're like, no. And they're like, no. But he's like, no. And then clip back to outside. Horrible part. So Charlos, if you remember him from the Sawabody Duty arc, he's just like a celestial dragon that like Luffy punched, I think. And then, like, he's trying to kidnap the fish princess, which is extremely inappropriate. And, like, everyone's like, stop it, dude, stop it. And they're like, we can't do anything. He's a god, but I don't, like, really believe that. And then they're just like, and then suddenly he gets kicked. I wonder who it's by. Boom! CP9! This is a bird. Rob Lucci. Looking dripped out as ever. Kaku, he did not age well. Enter. Here. My Rob Lucci impression, of course. I think some gratitude is in order for us. Cool, Karu! And then Kaku, by interfering just now, we have saved a number of nations from disaster. Even children know not to cross with the celestial dragons. And they're like, we can't do anything about it. He's a god. And then eventually, like, he's like, kill them. And they're like, bro, that's just mean, but he's a god. But then Charlos gets stopped by another celestial dragon. And then he's like, ow. But Charlos is pretty weak. I mean, if he's a god, that shouldn't have hurt him. And, like, this kid, what's his name? Oh, Doflamingo. Doflamingo Maisgard. And then cut back. Very important panel. I mean, this entire volume is very important in the One Piece world, if you think about it. Because there's so many important things, like Luffy becoming an emperor, Sanji's bounty. Alright, so the 5 elders, they're just, like, chilling there. The 5 elders are so devious, as we know. And then, like, visitors come, and they're like, we don't want you. And, like, they're like, what do you want? And then bang, 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 the redhead himself. There's a pirate I need to talk to you about. And, of course, he's talking about BB. Double B, Blackbeard, devious man. Alright, let's read the SBS now. When I hear the words pirate 40 years ago in Garp, I can't put in mind of Shanky. Is there any connection between Shanky and this mysterious rocks? And Oda says, oof. Why would you remember something that happened 40 volumes ago? I have no idea what you mean. Please talk about her from the Salabody arc. Let me fix the camera. As I was saying, cover art. And then back in the garden, Fish Princess is okay, hanging out with those weird gnome things from Dressrosa. King Neptune's chilling, looking devious as ever with that beard, and the celestial dragons are being jerks. There's Pell. How is he still alive? Didn't he, like, go up in a nuke? Weird. One Piece is weird, bro. But it's the best show ever. Alright, and they're just chilling. Here's the Queen of Sorbet Kingdom. Charlos is looking weak. Oh, and this is wait, where is it? Yeah, and here's another celestial dragon, Sir Rosalind. Don't like celestial dragons. Oh, you have such a sad part. Kuma, what happened to you, bro? He was such a W character. Like, he's just chilling there. Everybody's like, I hate Kuma. Like, the fanbase hates him for some reason, but he's so chill. He's so drippy. Aw, I feel bad for him. It's okay. And we meet Julie Bronny, who's a supernova that does absolutely nothing the entire show. And then she's, like, mad because, like, Kuma's just, like, chilling there. I forget. Isn't, like, Jewelry, like a daughter of, like, Celestial Dragon? I think that's right. Sorry, I missed that. And then Sabo's, like, raging because, like, look what they've done to Kuma. Look at that smile. Look how drippy he is. And they're, like, and then, like, they're just, like, they're just sad, but then, like, the time's not now to strike. Because, like, the things are there. And then, here's a refresher, if you don't know, about what happens on the Reverie, the day of the Reverie. As a brief reminder, the seas of the world are split into 4 parts by the Red Line, looming in the continental wall. And the dangerous Grand Line stretches of the sea, which Luffy's scroll is voyaging the portion of known as the New World. The world government is a massive organization made up of the majority of the world nations, numbering 170 nations in total. That's a lot. Of those nations, 50 chosen monarchs gather once every 4 years here in the Holy Land for a grand meeting known as the Reverie. Bang, bang, bang. So everyone's like, is that Cobra? What's his name? There's like Taco Man. I don't know. And then look at this shot. King Neptune looking drippy. Let's see if we can recognize anyone else. There's Dalton. I can see him. No. That's basically all I can recognize. Sorry, the camera's like really blurry. Alright. And then the meeting begins, and like they're just like discussing things. Sorry, I won't focus. And like the nobles are just like chilling, dripped out, being devious as always. And they're like, the world's can never be maintained forever. Back to the Chambers of Flowers, Panji Castle, like the world leader Imu. Like I see things that it's like people's like Imu is secretly rocks Adiza back, which makes no sense. But whatever. Alright. And she's like just chilling on the throne. And they're like, oh great, Imu. We have decided upon another light. And Imu's like, the 5 elevators are at your service. And like she's like, rah, grr. I meant Gurg. Oops. Alright. SBS time. Oda, since we've seen Luffy and Ace ages 40 and 60, please use Sabo's next. Wait, how do you see Ace at age 40 and 60? Wait, isn't Ace dead? Alright. So here's the good time. So Sabo aged goodly. He looked like this at age 40 and this at age 60. Dripped out. And age 40 in the bad time, he's looking devious. And even more devious at age 60. I don't know how anyone could look like that. Alright, cover art. Alright. So, enough from the Reverie. Now we're on New World. In the Minx Guardians, and they're just chilling in this island, dripped out. Here's a Marco de Phoenix refresher, because Marco's there too. The all-powerful Whitebeard person. No, I'm not going to read that. Whitebeard died. Alright. This video's getting too long anyway. So, Marco's... Oh, and there's, like... Fat Lion. And Marco, Pineapple Head. I don't like the way he looks, but he's W. He's just, like, chilling, because he's, like, a good doctor, you know. And everybody loves him. I mean, who wouldn't? Pineapple Head. And they're just, like, remembering the good old times about Whitebeard. Whitebeard lived a life, you know. If he didn't have, like, a disease, he would have still been, like, riding. But Teach, oof. The Blackbeard pirates killed him. And he's, like, crying. I feel him. I would be the same way if I was him. Alright. So cut over to a very special place. Bing, bing. So, like, they're playing, like, the guitar. Wano! Land of Wano. Wow! This is so cool. One of the best shots of, like, an entire land in the manga. And we meet up with the other half of the crew. Who I forgot to mention is, like, already been in Wano, and, like, they're, like, working. So, like, and, like, they're, like, in disguise, like, working with, like, Kinemon. So we have, where is it? Not Frankie. Franozuki. He's a carpenter, and, like, he's, like, causing problems. Oh, and then, like, here's Usopp, my favorite character, by the way. Jinbei's a close second. And he's just, like, chilling, and, like, he is a Toad's oil salesman. Usohache! Yeah, and, like, he's, like, lying, and everyone loves him. Alright. Then we have Robin, and she is, like, a dancer thing, and it's called a Gishia, and her disguise name is Orabe, which is a pretty stupid name. And then Kinemon's discussing with the rest of Straw Hats, like, you need to be in disguise, guys. And then flash forward to fan favorite Roronoa Zoro, and he was framed to be the killer, so everyone thought, he's the killer, but yeah, I don't know if he's the killer or not. And then he's like, you gotta kill yourself, which is crazy. I mean, that's super inappropriate, Buddha. And like, he's like, it is a samurai's honor, but instead of doing that, trigger alert here, he's about to, like, instead he does, bang, cherry blossoms everywhere. With the blade. Alright, so he, like, hurt him. Alright, SBS. Question for SBS. What are the hobbies of Smoker, Tashigi, and Lady Hina? So, Smoker, pottery, and casinos. Tashigi, I hate Tashigi, reading books about swords, paper cutting, art. And Lady Hina, horseback riding and clubbing. And let's do one more. I love Crocodile, Mihawk, and Dofi. Are they going to be bachelors forever? What will their descendants look like? And then Oda's like, here's Crocodile. This kid looks devious. Mihawk. And we're not even touch on that kid. Alright. Wano, last chapter. Let's go. So Straw Hats are on the scene near Wano. And they're like, talking about, like, the Reverie. And they're like, oh, look at the newspaper. Because, like, it was on the news. And, like, Vivi's her friend and stuff. And Sanji's like, And then pretty soon they're close to Wano, and they see Viola, and Chopper's like, Dr. Rean! Oh, Choppy. And then see, he's like, Meh. And then Luffy's like, Rahahaha. And then Brook's like, yo ho ho ho. And then they're at Wano. The wind gets stronger, and they're like, uh-oh. It's about to become like a sea storm. And Kinemon's like, oh no, we'll explain. The snail will approach. And then they're like, it's an octopus. And like, they're like experiencing several threats on the sea. So like the Sunny's like struggling to get along. Especially without Frankie, because he's like the maker. And then they're all getting split up. No! So Luffy just like jumped on a fish, which is incredibly stupid, but that's what Luffy would do. And then bang, bang, bang. So then eventually, oh, it's a nice wave shot. Isn't that based off like the thing in like the famous painting? And then Sanji's like, are those koi fish going? And then the koi are climbing the waterfall, and they're like, what? And then Nami's like, Luffy! But Luffy's back on the ship. And Luffy's like, hang on tight. And then they're going up the waterfall. Wow, wow, wow. And then eventually the ship crashes. And Luffy's just like chilling. And he's like, ow, what's going on here? But I have no clue what's going on. And he's like, Joya! And he sees a battle between, hey, don't mess up with our ship. Whoa, huge dog? Are you fighting? Oh, a monkey. Oh. And he's like, an animal carrying a katana? Okay, this is definitely Wano. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for One Piece Volume 90 Monkey Bolt. Be sure to subscribe. This was so fun. And next week's video will be about the One Piece trading card game. So be sure to turn on that notification bell. And like, subscribe, and comment down below which volume you want me to review next. I'm probably going to do Volume 91 to go in order with the series, because I own that one. If you want to see one, I'll see if I have it. And look, we might be able to do it. So, Ollie, without further ado, I want to say goodbye, and thank you for watching Monkey Bolt. And if you watched it this far, comment down below who your favorite, what your favorite arc is. Alright, later.